Ladies and gentlemen, today I've got a full training on how to stop your binge eating so that you can lose 30 plus pounds off your gut. And this is gonna be a longer video, but I guarantee this will be the single most insightful video that you'll ever watch when it comes to binge eating and when it comes to losing fat. Okay, so strap in because you're gonna be in for a ride. So in this training, I'm gonna give you the actionable steps that you need to help you stop binge eating so that you can skyrocket your energy levels, cognitive performance, and confidence. And this isn't gonna be vague advice. This is the step-by-step process that I used personally to stop binge eating and lose 60 pounds. And this is also the step-by-step process that I use for every single one of my clients that you see over here that have achieved amazing results. So let's just get right into it. Real quick, who am I? My name is Sebastian Bedenker, and I'm the world's #1 binge eating recovery coach for entrepreneurs and high performers. But how did I get here? Well, I struggled with binge eating due to stress from owning my own business. And as you guys can see right here, basically my kryptonite was fast food, right? Jack in the Box, pizza, McDonald's, any sweets like donuts, cookies, as you can see in this photo right here, right? And so when I would deal with stress from my business or something would happen, the first kind of coping mechanism that I wanted to look for was like, what can I grab from the fridge? What can I grab from my pantry? And after doing that for months on end, I actually got up to 180 pounds and my health was in the worst state of my life. And I just remember feeling so out of breath just when I would walk for a couple of minutes outside. I noticed how much less energy I had, how I got irritated so much easier because I wasn't confident in myself anymore. And I lashed on people and I took that out on other people. And I hated the way I felt in clothes, the way that people looked at me and the way that people treated me. But finally I decided like, okay, enough is enough. You know, I'm gonna take back control of my life, of my health, and start to make healthier food choices. And after a lot of work, I was finally able to stop binge eating and develop those healthier eating habits that I'm gonna teach you how to do today. So I took back control of my life and I lost a ton of weight. And that is me and my 60-pound transformation. So now I help other business owners and busy professionals just like yourself do the same by following this simple step-by-step process. So I want to talk about Julian real quick. He actually beat his bad habit of overeating at night. He got absolutely jacked. I mean, you can just see in the transformation how much fat he lost overall. You can see how much more clearly defined his abs are. We built out his chest, his shoulders, his arms. You can see the striations, the bicep vein. I mean, he just did the full transformation, guys. You can see the difference in his back as well. We reduced the size of his love handles. So yeah, this is definitely one of my best transformations. And he was actually one of my first clients, so I'm really proud of him. Moving on, we've got Destiny, who's a saleswoman. She lost 30 pounds in just under 90 days and is now radiating with confidence. I mean, you can see how much better she fits into her clothes. And guys, this is why I say, like, if you've seen any of my other videos, losing weight and achieving your dream body isn't simply about looking better, but it's the way you feel, because you know all the work that you've put in to achieve that, and now you're fitting better into your clothes and you're just smiling more and you're beaming with confidence, and other people notice that, and it just improves your life in so many aspects, right? Moving over to Ulysses, who's a business owner who works in the agriculture industry. He lost 20 pounds of fat and multiplied his energy levels. I mean, again, you know, huge difference, absolutely melted his stomach fat. You can see his abs clearly outlined in this picture over here. You can also see the difference in his back, how much leaner he got overall. So again, crazy, crazy transformation. And I actually did a client interview with Ulysses, so you guys should definitely check that out after this video, just to kind of see what he has to say about the program and the Binge Breakthrough Academy. And then finally, just to show you guys one last client, we've got Rachel, who's an aerospace engineer, and she lost close to 40 pounds, and she actually inspired her parents to start working out. So I think the most beautiful thing about getting yourself in shape is you're not just simply doing it for your own health and your own sake, but you'd be surprised at how many people you actually inspire. The people closest to you, like your family, your friends, your acquaintances, coworkers, maybe your employees if you're a business owner like myself. Like, you actually inspire so many people, and you don't even realize until you yourself get into shape, and then, you know, you get people telling you like, hey, I'm you know, meal prepping because of you, or hey, I'm starting to hit the gym because of you. And it's just such a wonderful feeling. And hearing her tell me that, telling me that her parents are starting to work out because of her. Like from a coaching perspective, that was just such a beautiful thing to hear. And I'm just so immensely proud of Rachel. So yeah, not to get too sidetracked, now I want to walk you guys through the actual truth, okay? Fixing your relationship with food is so much simpler than people make it out to be, okay? Because you can absolutely lose weight while still eating the foods you love. However, most people don't know how to do this because they've been taught restrictive dieting. They've been taught you need to choke down on dried chicken breasts. They've been taught you need to only eat broccoli, only eat veggies, right? They've been taught you need to take away pizza and burgers and never have those foods again, right? Nor do they even have a clue what the substitution method is. So I'm gonna be breaking all of these beliefs and teaching you that you can beat your binge eating, you can lose the weight while still enjoying your favorite foods, okay? And as you guys can see, like these are the foods that you can eat and still be sticking to your fitness and health goals. We've got stuffed crust pizza, honey barbecue mac and cheese, shredded chicken cheese tacos, even healthy high protein Rice Krispies that you can make at home. So I want you guys to notice as well that I did not say this was gonna be easy by any means. This is going to take work. In fact, let's talk about who this is for and who this is not for, all right? So this is for you if you're an entrepreneur or a busy professional who binge eats and you have trouble keeping the weight off. Okay, I don't wanna work with high schoolers, college students, people who don't have a job, because me as an entrepreneur, I understand what it's like owning a business, the stresses of owning a business, the time crunch. You don't have a lot of time to go to the gym, to meal prep. So that's why I feel like it can help those sorts of people the best, right? There's different problems when you're in high school or when you're still in college or when you don't have a job. Those are things I can't relate to. So this is only for you if you're an entrepreneur or a busy professional. This is also only for you if you've tried diets in the past but nothing seems to work and you just keep going back to square one, okay? This is for you if you spent hours in the gym but you just can't find a routine that works with your busy schedule. So both of these points are pretty similar because I wanna make sure that you've actually tried things to help you with this. I don't want you to come to me and be like, yeah, I've never tried a diet before. Yeah, I've never stepped foot in the gym. Like I want you to have actually tried things before you come to me, right? That way I can know you're actually committed about this, you're actually serious about this, and you actually want results. You're actually looking to seek growth and seek improvement, rather than just looking for me to tell you like what to do and you just do it, right? Without even thinking about it. I want you to actually want this for yourself. And that leads me to my last point, which is if you know that you're meant for more and want to offer more to the world. And I know this sounds kind of corny, but the truth is, guys, inside of the Binge Breakthrough Academy, which is my business and my program, we have such an uplifting, positive community, and I only want to let people inside that are going to uplift others, that are going to provide value, that are going to help others, that are going to be encouraging, right? And that know they have a bigger purpose in their life that they can be living, right? So if you feel like when you stop your binge eating and get into the best shape of your life that you deserve to be in, that you're gonna be able to fulfill that purpose on a much deeper level, then I wanna work with you. I wanna help you get there. But if you just lack purpose, if you lack vision, if you lack direction in your life, and you just wanna get in shape to like, pull girls at the beach or, to just get a bigger butt, right? I don't wanna work with you. That's not what I care about. I want to work with people that actually want to make an impact, that actually have a bigger purpose than just looking good, than just being shredded with a six-pack, okay? Now let's talk about who this is not for, okay? Just right off the bat, if you're under the age of 21, this is not for you. You may as well just click off the video. 2 reasons. Number one, they just don't take it as serious, okay? When I was starting out as a coach, I worked with a lot of 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, and they just don't take it as serious. And it's just the truth. They're fresh out of high school, they're still in college, so they don't really have time to meal prep, or maybe they're not even going to the gym. And they just don't take it serious, okay? So I don't wanna work with you if you're under 21. And the second reason is like, guys, my program is not cheap. I mean, I'm here to tell you it's an investment, it's a multi-4-figure investment. Most people under 21 do not have that amount of money to invest into themselves. So I'm just being brutally honest, it's probably not for you if you're under 21. Now, this is also not for you if you're not coachable with strategies proven to work, okay? Like I said, when I was first starting out, I would pretty much, I'm just gonna be honest, I would take anyone that would be willing to let me coach them because I needed to get results, to get case studies, to get testimonials. And so I worked with a lot of people that just weren't coachable. I would tell them to do this and they're like, Oh, well, this coach told me that that's wrong and that I should do this. Oh, well, that's not what I heard online. Oh, that's not what my friend said. And it's like, dude, you hired me to see results, right? So trust in what I'm saying. And so if you can't listen to what I'm saying and take my advice and actually implement it, then I don't want you in the program, right? You have to trust the process, listen to what I say and actually implement. That way you can see those results, and that way you can stop binge eating and actually lose the weight. So if you're not gonna be coachable, if you have an ego and you think you're a know-it-all, I do not want you in the program, okay? Even me myself, when I was working with a coach, I always listened to everything my coach said, and that's why I was able to see such good results. That's why I lost 60 pounds. That's why I developed healthier eating habits, because I realized, like, okay, clearly I'm in the spot of my life where I'm binge eating, I'm 180 pounds, and I'm just in a terrible place. It's because I don't know what I'm doing, right? So if you feel like that's you right now, you're binge eating, you're overweight, and you just don't know what you're doing, then you need to work with someone that actually knows what they're doing and has helped others, and you need to be willing to listen and implement those strategies that have been proven to work. Okay, this is also not for you if you're just skinny trying to bulk up, right? If you don't struggle with overeating or binge eating, then this is not for you, okay? That's literally my specialty. That's what I'm a professional at, binge eating and overeating and emotional eating. So if you don't struggle with that, then just look for another coach, okay? This is also not for you if you're unable to reallocate your spending from alcohol, drugs, partying, and other useless vices to invest into groceries, supplements, the gym, and ultimately your health. Now, if you're an entrepreneur watching this or a professional, you probably don't even do this anyways, but I just kind of want to reiterate that and put that point in there because again, this is an expensive program. It's not cheap. It's a multi-four-figure investment, right? Because if you want cheap results, then go work with, the first personal trainer you see at Planet Fitness and see how much they help you. If you want an actual fix to your binge eating and you actually want to get in shape so that you never have to buy another program or you never have to seek out another coach, then work with me. And that's how confident I am. This is also not for you if you're impatient and you want quick, easy results and you're unable to commit to a plan for 180 days. Again, guys, like I said, when I was first working with people that my prices were really cheap, and so they just expected cheap results. They wanted to lose like 20 pounds in their first 2 weeks, and it doesn't work that way. You have to think about it like this. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was your stomach, right? The reason you have a gut, the reason you're overweight, the reason you struggle with binge eating is because you've spent months, maybe even years of overeating on junk food, of not exercising, of not taking care of your health. So you cannot expect to reverse or undo that damage in a month, right? In a few weeks. It is going to take time. And so you need to have patience. You need to understand that you're gonna have to commit yourself and work for this. So now that we've talked about that, if you truly want to be the person that has control over their eating habits and has their dream body, I'm gonna show you exactly how to create an unbreakable mindset so you don't ever binge eat again and then gain all the weight back. I'm also gonna show you how to melt fat while eating your favorite foods by using the substitution method. And I'm gonna show you how to train for 30 minutes and still be able to build pounds of muscle using high intensity training. So let's go right into it. The first thing we're gonna wanna fix is obviously the binge eating, right? So it's a 4-step process. Number 1, you're gonna find your binge eating triggers. Then you're gonna implement a plan for your triggers. Then you're gonna curb any cravings that you have with the substitution method. And then you're gonna realize that this is a marathon, not a sprint. So let's get right into it. Most important thing is finding out why you binge eat. There's 3 main triggers that I have found in my years of researching binge eating. Number 1 being the stress trigger, right? So let's say you had a client deal fall through in your business. Let's say you had a ton of work in the office today. Let's say you had an argument with your spouse. And the first thing you want to do is eat a donut, grab a cookie, overeat on junk food, be elbow deep in a bag of chips. That would be a sign that you struggle with a stress trigger. So it's very crucial to recognize this so you can come up with healthier coping mechanisms during these stressful situations. Let's talk about the boredom trigger. So let's say for me, Sunday, I'm Catholic, right? So it's the day of the Lord, and I'm a little more free. I mean, I do have my client check-ins on Sunday, but I'm a little more free, right? So when I find myself bored, it's very likely for me to be constantly checking the fridge. And you may feel that same way on your off days. You're checking the fridge, you're checking the pantry every 30 minutes, and you're like, I really want to eat this. So it's very important to identify this trigger and understand, like, what can you do for that? Understand time management. understand healthier ways to deal with that boredom trigger. Now I want to talk about the restriction trigger. This is also a very, very common one. And it usually comes from because you're trying to see results way too quickly. So you do extreme dieting, 1,200 calorie diets. You're trying to run miles. You're trying to do hours of cardio. You're restricting your calories. You're doing these crazy diets like keto, paleo, carnivore, just so you can see results. But what ends up happening is when you restrict yourself, you end up craving those foods, and then you end up binge eating. So you're stuck in that restriction binge cycle. So let's talk about exactly how you can implement a plan. This leads us into step number 2, implementing a plan for those triggers. So when it comes to the stress trigger, you're gonna wanna look for healthier coping mechanisms, like I said. So for me, I love horror. So I love watching horror movies, right? I love listening to funny podcasts or even watching funny podcasts, right? You can call up a loved one, you can call up a friend, maybe you can go golfing, do a sport you haven't done in a while. I know for me, I love basketball, I love jiu-jitsu, MMA, right? You can even watch UFC, play UFC, right? If you're into video games at all. Now, when it comes to the boredom trigger, the main thing you really want to do for this is just productive time management, right? You want to, and I know this sounds monotonous, but every hour of your day, you want to have something you're doing. So let's say 8 a.m. you're waking up, 9 a.m. make a healthy breakfast, 10 a.m. getting ready for the gym, 11 a.m. doing your workout, 12 p.m. Eating a healthy lunch, 1 p.m. meditating, yoga, whatever the case may be. But you want to fill up your calendar, that way you don't feel bored, right? So develop a structured routine and engage in fulfilling activities. You can even take some of the things you did for the stress trigger when you're bored. Like I said, watch a movie, watch a show, hang out with your loved ones, go golfing, right? But that's really gonna help alleviate those feelings of boredom and the impulse to eat out of just not doing anything, out of idleness. Now, when it comes to the last one, the restriction trigger, this one's all about just developing healthier eating habits. You have to realize that you are going to get nowhere if you restrict your calories, if you're doing 1,200 calorie diets, or if you're doing these extreme keto diets with no carbs. I always say, if you can't see yourself doing a diet or a training regimen for the rest of your life, why the hell are you even starting it? You need something sustainable. So when it comes to binge eaters, overeaters like us, I always recommend have 4 to 6 smaller sized meals throughout the day, right? With an emphasis on protein. Have some chicken, beef, steak, turkey. For carbohydrates, you can have some potatoes, some sweet potatoes, some brown rice or white rice. Have some healthy fats in there, some avocados, some nuts. Have fruits and veggies in there, broccoli, strawberries, bananas, whatever the case may be. But you want 4 to 6 smaller sized meals and you want a meal every 2 to 3 hours. That way you always have something in your stomach and you don't feel the need to binge eat or overeat. Whenever you get those cravings of binge eating, what I always ask, my clients and myself is like, okay, have you had an actual meal? And I'm not talking McDonald's. I'm talking, have you had an actual high quality meal with clean whole foods? Because if you have, that's gonna reduce the likelihood of you binge eating. But if you haven't, then immediately you know why you're getting cravings. It's because you haven't had real food. So when you focus on these clean whole foods, 4 to 6 smaller sized meals, that's gonna help you tremendously with the restriction trigger. Okay, let me get some water real quick. Now I want to talk about the substitution method. What exactly is the substitution method? Well, the substitution method is my own unique system that I built through my own trial and error by making over 100 high protein and low calorie recipes, okay? And this allows you to swap out higher calorie foods for their lower calorie alternatives by using smart substitutions. So you can still have your favorite foods, guys. Like I said, you can still have pizza, you can still have mac and cheese, you can still have, Mexican tacos, you can still have sweets like Rice Krispies. It's all about just knowing the right substitutions to make in those recipes, and that's what I'll be teaching you. So another way that you can use this is like, let's say you're craving a cold Coca-Cola, right? Substitute it with 0 sugar Coke. I don't know about you guys, but for me, they taste the exact damn same. So the fact that you can have a drink that tastes the exact same as soda for 0 calories, why would you not take that, right? That's gonna save you so much in the long run. If you're craving chips, substitute it with lightly salted popcorn. Guys, lightly salted popcorn is so good because you can have such a high volume of it for a little amount of calories. If you're craving McDonald's, like a Big Mac or something, just substitute it for healthier ingredients at home. Just try to make it at home with, lean ground beef, fat-free cheese. You can make your own Big Mac sauce by using light mayo. Grab your own lettuce, keto buns, that are lower in calories. And that way you can have these meals that you still crave, but you're using the substitution method to make them healthier and lower calorie. That way you can continue to lose fat and stick to your health and fitness goals. Instead of using butter or oil when cooking, this is another huge one. Substitute it for 0-calorie spray. And again, that's gonna be so much healthier in the long run and really help you with saving calories. And so the reason most people just don't do this is because they don't even know. And so that's why I would just wanna teach you these things. That way you know how to implement this and you can still have your favorite foods. Now, the fourth step, the final step when it comes to binge eating recovery and stopping overeating is you have to understand this is a marathon, not a sprint. So again, this goes back to the restriction trigger, but do not punish yourself if you do binge eat. And I know as a binge eating coach, you're like, oh, like what do you mean? If you binge eat, it's fine, okay? And I know that sounds crazy, but it is okay. Because I would rather you understand why you did it and learn from it rather than punish yourself. Because punishing yourself gets you nowhere. Okay, so shift your mindset from punishment to learning, because this is gonna allow you to actually heal your binge eating and promote compassion and positivity. This will help you have sustainable progress. That way you can actually stick with it, right? So if you binge eat one day, do not punish yourself by lowering your calories the next day. I can't tell you how many people do this. They'll let's say they have a box of donuts at night and they're like, oh man, I screwed up so hard tonight. Tomorrow I'm not gonna eat anything. I'm just gonna eat fruits. I'm just gonna eat watermelon and that's it. I'm gonna do endless amounts of cardio, right? That does nothing for you. I promise, I've been there. It does nothing for you. It just promotes that vicious cycle and you're gonna stay stuck in that, right? That is one of the biggest signs of the restriction trigger. That will only create an unhealthy relationship with food, which again, helps nobody. The final thing, like I said, this is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to approach binge eating recovery as a marathon, not a sprint. Because it's not about snapping your fingers and you're never gonna binge eat again. I wish it was like that. I wish you could just rub like a genie lamp and be like, okay, no more binge eating, right? But it doesn't work like that. Because like I said, these are habits you've developed over months, maybe even years. You're not gonna undo them in 1 week, right? So it's about reducing the amount of times it happens. So for me, instead of binge eating 3 times a day, it went to 1 time a day, and then once a week, and then once a month, and then once every 3 months, right? And that's how you want it to be. Reduce the amount of times that it happens instead of just trying to never binge eat again, okay? And that also allows you to have so much more forgiveness for yourself if you do binge eat, right? Because if you try to be like, oh, I'm never gonna binge eat again. Let's say you do on accident, because you can't really control when it happens. Let's just say you do. Imagine how bad you're gonna feel because you said you're never gonna do it again. Rather, if you take this approach, then you're gonna be like, okay, I understand that this is a marathon. And I understand I binge ate, but I can learn from it. Why did it happen? And what can I do to prevent it from happening again? And you're gonna have so much more compassion for yourself if you look at it that way. Guys, I'm spewing right now. I feel like I'm in the zone. This is like, let me know, drop a like, drop a comment for getting value from this. But now I'm gonna show you exactly how to melt pounds off your stomach. Now that we fix your binge eating, we can focus on the fat loss, okay? Because you don't wanna focus on fat loss first, because you can lose all the weight, but if you still have a binge eating problem, then you're gonna gain it right back. So when it comes to fat loss, we have to understand first what fat loss is, find out your calorie needs, and then track your calories, okay? So real quick science lesson. We have to first understand what fat loss is, and we're gonna use the law of thermodynamics, okay? Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. Sebastian, how the fuck does this relate to weight loss? Let me get there, okay? So if you eat it, which means energy intake, you must burn it, energy expenditure, or you will store it, right, in your stomach, wherever you store your fat, and that's why you gain weight. Okay, so you must create a calorie deficit, which means less energy coming in, more energy going out to lose fat. And there's only 2 ways to achieve a calorie deficit. You can either eat less or expend more energy, which simply means physical activity. And we're gonna be using a combination of both of these methods so that we can burn fat even faster and also safely. Okay, the reason I say safely is because if you only focus on eating less, when it comes to binge eaters like ourselves, you don't want to eat less, okay? You want to be able to eat more and still lose fat. And so that's why we want to implement cardio, because if you're eating less, again, you're going to really have bad cravings, binge eating thoughts, and you may end up binge eating, right? So You have to think about it like this. You can eat more food if you increase your activity. A good example is marathon runners. Okay, you see marathon runners that are, bone skinny, but they're eating like 3-4 pizzas a day. Like Michael Phelps, I think he said in his prime, he was eating 10,000 calories a day. It's because he swam literally 4, 5, 6 hours, right? Like nonstop. And so when you expend more energy, it allows you to eat more. So we want to take advantage of that. Now, you're gonna wanna find out your calorie needs. So you're gonna go on this website called calculator.net. You're just gonna type in your stats like it's a video game, age, gender, height, and weight. Type in your daily activity level. I typically recommend sedentary, like if you're a business owner, if you're at your desk most of the time, just go with sedentary because you're not very active. And that's gonna give you a very accurate caloric maintenance, okay? So shoot for 300 calories below your maintenance, and that's what's gonna create a calorie deficit, okay? Now, we're gonna wanna track our calories. This way, it's like the saying, guys, progress that is not measured does not get improved. So if you're just kind of winging it, you're not gonna see results. Okay, you may be like, oh, well, let me just put in what I ate, but I'm not gonna track it, and I'm still gonna lose weight. You're gonna be a goner, dude. Just track it, okay? It's the same way when you're running a business. You track profits and returns and gross revenue and how much you're spending on ads and how much you're paying your employees and how much you've got on payroll and how much you're projected to make next month. At least I hope you are, because if you're not, you're probably not a good business owner. But what I'm trying to say is you have to track these things. Otherwise, you're not gonna know if you're making progress or not. So track your calories, get a food scale, get a calorie tracking app like Lose It. Okay, this lets you just scan the food you're eating, or like let's say you go out to eat Chick-fil-A, you get a chicken sandwich, you can just type it in, boom, it tracks the food for you. Okay, but weigh out your food and then track it. Make sure you're staying in a calorie deficit every day. And I think Lose It is also really good because I think you can actually type in what you want your calorie deficit to be, and it'll help you like make sure you're sticking to that. But yeah, do that every day and you will lose weight. There's quite literally no way you will not lose weight, okay? Whenever people tell me they have PCOS, Hashimoto's, they're insulin resistant and they can't lose weight, I'm like, dude, if I put you in a third world country and I starved you for a week, you would lose weight. Okay, so don't lie to me. It's all about calories. Now, I'm gonna tell you exactly how to train so that you can build pounds of muscle. But here's the key point, while still balancing a career and having a life, okay? You don't wanna spend hours of your life in the gym. Who wants to do that every day? So we're gonna talk about high intensity training and then 12-3-30. High intensity training. This is the most effective way to train and build muscle. It was popularized by a famous bodybuilder named Mike Mentzer. And I know you're probably looking at him like, oh, well, I don't wanna be that big. Yeah, you never will, okay? This dude's one in a billion genetics, and also he's on copious amounts of steroids, so don't worry. But we do wanna take his methodology because this dude was very, very smart for his generation. So what is high intensity training? It consists of low volume and high intensity sets. So instead of the typical 4 sets of 12 reps that you'll see most people do in the gym, you're gonna wanna warm up as normal, make sure there's not any injuries, make sure you're not strained. And then instead of the typical 4 sets of 12, you're gonna wanna do 1 to 2 sets per exercise. So let's say you're hitting chest. I would recommend hitting 3 or 4 exercises, maybe some chest press, maybe some flies, and then maybe some dips, right? And you're gonna want 1 to 2 working sets for each of those exercises. So in total, you should be doing about 6 working sets at most. And I know that sounds very little, but when you're using weight that actually truly pushes you in the 5 to 8 rep range, you're gonna feel it so much, okay? You should be breaking a sweat. You should be really pushing yourself in the gym, okay? And a good rule of thumb is if you can do way more reps than 8, you should increase the weight, okay? It's probably a little light. Like if you're doing curls and you're on your 12th rep like this, dude, pick up some more weight. But on the contrary, if you can't even do 5 reps, let's say you're doing curls and you're on your 5th rep and you're like, I can't get this up, right? Then it's probably a little too heavy, decrease the weight. All right, so you wanna make sure you're pushing to failure each and every single set. Your lifting will only be about 30 minutes per session, maybe 45 minutes on leg day. And as a natural, this is especially effective because you can recover much faster than if you did a ton of volume, like 4 sets of 12, okay? Now, I want to talk about the king of cardio, 12-3-30. Like I said, we want to implement cardio, that way we can eat more and burn fat faster and more effectively. All right, so 12-3-30 is a very simple concept. It's my favorite form of cardio. Simply grab a treadmill, set it at 12 incline for 3 speed, 30 minutes, okay? You're golden. That's gonna burn about 300 to 400 calories each session. And it is so good because it's what's called LISS, which means low intensity steady state cardio, meaning you can do it it literally every day if you wanted to. It's not like MMA, or it's not like running a marathon where you can only do that like maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Well, I don't know about the marathon, but the MMA part. But this is so good because you can do this literally every day and you won't be as sore. So that's why it's so effective. Now, I want to tell you guys that this is the exact process that I use to help my clients stop binge eating and melt 30 plus pounds off their waist in under 180 days. Okay, you guys can see all these results, guys. We have so many case studies, so many testimonials. So to recap, you're gonna wanna create an unbreakable mindset by finding your triggers and implementing a plan for those triggers. That way you don't ever binge eat again and gain all the weight back. You're gonna wanna use the substitution method to melt fat while still enjoying your favorite foods. And you definitely want to incorporate high intensity training so you can build pounds of muscle without sacrificing hours of your precious time in the gym, so you can go out and make more money and spend time with your loved ones, okay? So what now? Well, you have a few options available to you. Let me discuss them. Number one, you can continue to do what you've been doing that has kept you where you are and hope something magically changes. Spoiler alert, it won't. You have to think about this logically. If you want a different outcome, you need a different input. You cannot expect to do the same things and expect yourself to lose weight, to fix your binge eating, to build muscle. Okay, so if you just continue doing what you've been doing, you're not gonna fucking do anything. You're not gonna see any results. And that's just me being brutally honest to you, okay? Because I actually wanna help you. Number two, you can mirror this exact process and implement my proven strategies as I have laid them out for you. You can follow it word for word and you will see results, but it will take you a bit longer to achieve them, and your results may not be as efficient, okay? Simply because there are things I cannot go over simply due to the length required to explain everything in depth. And also, I mean, think about it logically, you don't have me by your side, really guiding you, really helping you, answering any questions that you have when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to cravings, when it comes to substitutions, when it comes to all these things. So of course, it's not gonna be as efficient and it's gonna take you longer to see those results. Now, what is the best option that I recommend for you? Well, you work with me directly in the Binge Breakthrough Academy, just like all of my clients that have worked with me and seen amazing results. You follow the precise step-by-step guidance that I give you to a T so that you can finally stop binge eating and so that you can lose 30 pounds of fat in under 180 days. So this option is only for you if you struggle with binge eating, overeating, and you've tried to fix it in the past. Like I said, if you're trying to bulk up and you don't struggle with these things, go look for another coach, okay? That's not my specialty, and I only want to work with people that actually have this issue in specific of binge eating, of emotional eating, of overeating, because I understand it, I've been through it, I've recovered from it, and that's my specialty that I help people with. This option is only for you as well if you've tried diets in the past to lose weight, but you just keep gaining the weight back, okay? This also is only for you if you've tried working out, but you just don't know which workouts are actually effective at burning fat and building muscle without spending hours in the gym. Like I said, I want to make sure that you have actually tried, that you've actually committed yourself, that you're actually disciplined, and you've tried to seek out solutions. I don't want to work with people that are lazy, that have never tried to help themselves. Okay, I can't help you if you haven't helped yourself. So I need to make sure that you've actually tried things to help yourself with this. And this option is only for you if you have 20 to 30 or more pounds to lose. So let me walk through everything that is included in the Binge Breakthrough Academy to ensure your success. So real quick, the Binge Breakthrough Academy is a 6-month intensive coaching program designed to help you eliminate your binge eating forever, lose 30 plus pounds and love what you see in the mirror, and skyrocket your energy levels, cognitive performance, and confidence. And let's talk about everything that's included in the program. First thing that we'll be doing is you'll be getting access to the Binge Breakthrough Academy, which is a step-by-step video course. And actually, it'd be better if I just showed you it. It's a step-by-step video course that is designed to help you eliminate your binge eating. Like I said, love what you see in the mirror, and skyrocket your energy and cognitive performance, okay? We've got so many cool things in the school community. As you can see, we just had our group call today, which is awesome. So if you join, you'll have access to all of our previous group calls, and then of course you'll be in all of the new group calls, just to kind of walk you through what's in it. I mean, guys, look at all of this, dude. All of these modules that are packed with videos and information to help you. We talk about the mindset that you need to build your dream body, how to actually beat your binge eating, mastering fat loss, mastering muscle building, balancing fitness in real life. For all you busy entrepreneurs, busy professionals out there, this module is gonna help you so much. maintaining your new body. So after you get in your dream body, watch this module. That way you can maintain that for life. Okay, you have something sustainable. There's also free resources in there, guys. So there's just so much in the academy, okay? Let's get right back into it. And that's only one of the things you get. What else we'll be doing? We're gonna have an onboarding blueprint session. So within the next 48 hours, of you booking in a consultation call, we'll schedule our one-on-one session. And this is basically where we will literally discuss your specific schedule, dietary restrictions, food allergies, medical history, injuries, everything. And that way we can curate your workouts, your meals, and your supplement protocol together, and we can make it align seamlessly with your lifestyle. Now, after we do that, you'll have access to our exclusive app. So with just a tap, you're gonna have access to all of your workouts, your meals that are tailored to your exact needs and goals, okay? So it'll literally tell you like what workouts you're doing, how to do them with video tutorials. You have a 7-day meal plan. So it gives you food ideas, food inspiration, and it's also insanely flexible, guys. So you can pick what foods you want to eat. And also if you're eating something like a snack at home, you can eat that. You can put it into the app. You can just plug it in. Like I said, it's also kind of like Lose It or MyFitnessPal, where if you go out to eat, like Chick-fil-A, for example, you get a grilled chicken sandwich, you can put that into the app and it'll update everything, the calories, the macros. So it really helps with helping you stay accountable and helping you monitor everything in real time. And of course, you do get one-on-one messaging with me, your head coach. So any questions that you have will be answered instantly. Now, we also do weekly check-ins. So I know like there's a lot of coaches online that will pretty much just kind of throw you into the woods. They're like, here's your meal plan, here's your workout plan, don't ever speak to me again. That is not how I work at all. Like I said, this is a 6-month intensive coaching program. So every week, actually today was my check-in day, so I checked in with every single one of my clients. We'll be checking in, really dissecting your progress for the week, gaining clarity on everything that you did in terms of diet, in terms of workouts. We'll talk about how you're feeling physically, how you're feeling mentally. And that way, we see if we need to make any adjustments to the plan and fine-tune your game plan for the week ahead. That way you can keep killing it and keep seeing amazing results. Finally, this is probably my favorite feature of the program, guys. Like I said, inner circle conference calls, our group calls, my favorite feature, hands down, okay? Because I love talking to my community, everybody in the Binge Breakthrough Academy. I love talking to them every single Sunday. And I look forward to these calls. I come so excited, so energetic just to see where everyone's at. Typically everyone's, telling me how they hit a new low, they're losing weight, they're hitting their meal plans, they're hitting their gym sessions. So it's just so motivating to be in a community like that. Like you literally can't fail, right? Because you don't want to be the odd man out. You don't want to be like, oh, I didn't hit the gym this week. Oh, I didn't stick to my meal plan this week, right? Because this forces you to level up. It's like healthy competition. And so I love having an actual community that is going to help you succeed. And there's so many killers in here. So you're going to make invaluable connections with people that may even be in your industry. So to wrap up today's video, what is my personal guarantee to you? This is how confident I am about the Binge Breakthrough Academy. And I can guarantee that nobody else on the internet is this confident about their program when it comes to binge eating and when it comes to a fat loss program. So I'm so confident that I will help you stop binge eating and lose 30+ pounds in under 6 months, that I will literally refund you. I will literally give you all your money back. Like I said, guys, this is a multi-4-figure investment. So that means if after 6 months of me spending hours of my time, writing out your plans, helping you, checking in with you every week, you're in the group calls, if you don't see these results, I will just refund you the money. Okay, because that's how confident I am. I know you're gonna see results, provided that you actually stick to the plan, provided that you hit your workouts, you listen to what I'm saying, you hit your meals, and you actually follow through with how I'm gonna help you, you will see results, right? That's how confident I am. And so if you don't, I will refund you. I will give you your money back, right? That's how confident I am. So if this sounds like something you are interested in, you want to join, you can book a free consultation call with me by clicking the first link in the description. I'm not even going to call it a consultation call. I'll just call it an enrollment call. So you just click the link, book that enrollment call with me. Just come to the call with your Visa, Amex, MasterCard, whatever you're going to use to pay to join the Binge Breakthrough Academy. And yeah, we'll get you in the best shape of your life, help you stop binge eating, really start to develop those healthier eating habits. And guys, like I said, it's a multi-4-figure investment, so make sure you come prepared. The reason I'm so like blunt and upfront about that is because, listen, I don't like my time wasted. You don't like your time wasted either. So why don't we just be upfront? I tell you exactly like what to expect on the call, and that way we don't waste time and we can get you the results faster. I mean, wouldn't it be crazy if everybody worked like that? If everything was just upfront like that instead of hiding behind smoke screens? So like I said, guys, come to the enrollment call with your Visa, MasterCard, Amex, whatever you're gonna use to pay. It's a multi-4-figure investment. We'll get you in the Binge Breakthrough Academy and get you seeing amazing results just like my other clients. And guys, if you made it to the end of this video, I'm just gonna put this out there for if you feel like right now is not a good time for you, maybe, you know, business is you're in a slow season, maybe you just paid your taxes, and you feel like you can't make the investment, that's completely fine. Okay, I have tons of other free resources on my channel. I have an entire playlist called Binge Eating Recovery that will help you all completely for free. So you can definitely check that out until you feel ready to join the Academy. And thank you so much for watching. I look forward to speaking to some of you, getting you in the Academy, getting you in awesome, awesome shape. See you guys.